Okay, so the first step is to install the wiring harness, and I work from the switches to the battery and then from the battery up to the lights. So my switches are installed right here. Let's see if it'll focus. Focus right here. Ran the wire loom from the switch down underneath the dash, back behind the protective panel here, and you can see here in the engine bay. I'll have to straighten these out and get these cords a little bit straighter. We'll zip tie everything up later. And one tip about installing wire harnesses like this that are going to go to accessory items, I like to mark them with tape of some color, not black, not white, not red. Yeah, this is a gray. I use a gaffer's tape. I mark it at every connection, so there's tape on either side of this connector, so back there and right here. There is not one at the switch because that's going to be completely hidden anyway. I happen to know that this is the switch on the right hand side, so I may write the letter R or something on here. But if you go down, I've got it on the ends that will connect to the battery and on the end that's at the fuse. I will also mark it with that same colored tape on the wiring harness just before each of the lights. That way I know if there's a fault in the line or fault in one of the lights, I know which wiring harness I need to trace back. And because it's about a 12-foot run of wire, I'll go ahead and put marking points of tape, every 2 or 3 feet, just so if I'm tracing it back, I can visually keep track of it, because I'll have 2 of these running side by side, so it just makes sense to mark them while you're doing the install instead of worrying about it later. This is just one of the things that I learned working on vehicles and doing wiring harnesses on race cars and all that kind of stuff. When you're building them, just go ahead and get it done right the first time. Makes it easier to diagnose any problems that may come up in the future. So this is step 1, is basically running your wire loom or your wiring harness. We're going to start working on the light mounts. Once we get the rest of the harness routed through the tractor, we're hoping to, or at least I'm hoping to, route it underneath and then up somewhere back behind the seat, up the pole, and attaching to the lights up here. Zip ties are your friend, at least in my case. It's a brand new tractor. I don't want to be drilling holes in the ROPS or in the body or anything like that. So that's step 1 for me. We'll move on to step 2 once I get all this routed. Stand by.